wo kasie no eso ensem ne do so pai na enwumre don hwe ba ko ntemu kaye ho na mentimi to mebu asefa munchemu nyina no endomo na ansana no yemfa aseda emma aboafo a wo mo eso yasene sanse enye omo anka menisa ahoden na mete ya KFM Musical Center di odi kan enti instrument ne ho aka de bia no ye nyumtuni sorry ahodo ankra nyumeku amode nyumtu odi mu dada adwuma instrument eti apo ebeboa wo ama bibia wo ye na konkan na kwa animudi ama wo no KFM Musical Center ho na omo ni bebrebe mu wo ho pebi etu akwa akoto ani nyina no kɔ hɔ a ombenye bi edi ama ko ba se sikasem ne nso enkoyi a kotuatua ne kakra ɛson ya wokɔ ya na wakɔ akɔfa wade ɔhaw bi amba echi we ne hyehyɛ ya wo ma ye gu ho mo de boa obi bia se bia wo so betimi nya instrument ni bi ekita nkramantem ha de akra zongolin ne no mo wo asantemantem so abomodinfo ani kyemu ewa edumo mo ne Sambra Hotel no so ebo enimu hye bibia fa instrument won ne de obehwe no ama obi ama bibia netimi akoye edi ama yen free hwe ne enko talent microfinance ono so sikasem ho dwedi na odi aba eni edin so pa enya agudi enti eye enwumeku ahodo a mo pesika abobra mo pesika hye mo adwuma mu kina san apegem se be adwuma mo ye ne betimi akoye edi ama mo no wo to nsa de afre mu nyina asemombre no ma mo besia ensi ho ne ekuma bi Ghana ha de o ma trapete o mo nkrabata ne bebre wo mantam bebre na mu de ben wo no kwa sikasem no se o mo ngento won hwe so ye ma o mo ye beje besia so fa koye adwuma mo ye nhihye bebre na wo ho a se ne wo pe no sa pepepe na akọ ho a ombetimi ayedi ama ye free order na ye kọ dadaba take up eno so ye phone se ne ho asehwi sinti phone bia wo pe de ekita man kita wodi ensem na ye brae boko na aye ni so de ama no bomodin kopie mu e wona ka che ho o pe bi nsu do so promo etu akoton yo bi aton phone sa o pe ni bebrebe mu so akọ benye bi e de ama na so etimi akọ akoton se be amfa so bebre na betimi abaso ede amawo daweni chemu ewo kaneshi bia ya atakwa station ehye wono mpai no dadaba take up wo ho wo bo adwuma pai nya asem keto akwa bibia efa phones ne ho aka de bia no be ma bi ama bibia ne timi ewi mu die ede ama nwumeku ye ne nwume mo bo machidom ama me de nwume no nsi aka se KFM TV so no me de ababesom na ensem ne doso enne enwumre na de bedi mu akotini bi enie eye transport minister wakasa wo chese nei ye keteke ho nsem kan no ye ba behwa masa akwan ni nyina no ye disika him se ebe ya ye betimi apagya esi hoyi afenso ye be konsem foforo mu eye onmunya for George Opariado enso akasa ne nsem no chemu se sisi omo de Redmi stop health work ne ba behyehyɛ so na ne nyina no mabu no omo ato omo ho aguru eye nuboni omo num so a embo omo apomuden no omo ba behwa ma ne nyina no etimi afri ho ye bebo eredwedie ensemu Dr. Kisso ato forcing wababe kasebi no chese omo be kra ba enwane mu no niema bebre na enkoye titiru ene contract ahodo a na ehwe ne akwan ne akwantempon so nsem netimi akọ nanimo no na ebi enkoye kra na edidadide mu a na enkoye sensisi mapa betimi akoso mbetena aso ansa na omo hu saade enkoye ni nyina no so no betimu nhwemu ene enwume ne bebo ere ni gide ensemu Kamido enso chese ye National Youth Festival 2025 no ordinary teacher akwa akoto mechi pa oba behwa majubedie no etimi agina na namonso brani semafoforo bi meka we ho ka me ho na mitimi fa ensomo edino eye Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi from Afia yentwa ye ombra sisia ye ba ye sha siama Amenda sedamu akwa babiem kai nation so maye hia ye pa sansa abe fontain time ye gidemu live Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH okọ no ma wasedia ne se obebo eye share ne so dia ma odofo bi na ono so etimi aba be kan no abehwe bi e dia maye afen so Facebook no follow ye page na ye ba ya no etimi ehu ye YouTube ne so abomodian subscribe e dia maye no etimi aba be kan busia ne ho na yetimi asomu ye ne asomo osompa me shen sem na se na enwume e dia ma odi enche bia na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebo ya Asoafo abedi eche din nan bia na etwa to a eye ne final list a okeka boma eya Asoafo eduosia 60 o ka so ne ombe ye adwuma no wode saa din ni nyina no ebeto montini mu na nedue na eye saa Asoafo abedi eche kwotena mu na chese appointment committee na animu no ye toto o ma no e wodi bra hodo a ye de mo no no mo ba beboa amo mining kan kro no etimi akọ na nimu ni ebo man Ghana ha Asoafo hwe yakwanto hu nsem mo man Ghana ha eyonmunyafo Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa na enedue onmunyafo Jane Jachikwa esinye ni se na bedi echi won behwe ma yakwanto hu nsem no entimi nkọ na nimu na eni okotena apono echi no chem se ono ankasa kra de woni eye onmunyafo Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa muntem no eye pa na mfofa no so efedodo nti se ne omuntem ye no wo ba beka ne ntoma abone dia no se be adwuma ye de hye ne sa no wo metinya ye no ma ye ni nchemu ode ma ye bra kopie mu appointment committee na nim no ye nto asonfa ma.
Important question. Ghana, as we all know, has been champion of Black Africa, the Black Star. And that is one of my fundamental beliefs. I know I'm moving into a sector that has a minister, and Minister Ablakwa and I have a very good relationship dating back from 2021, and I'm very sure that we will be able to forge together a good understanding and working relation in line with the policy of the various departments under our ministry. Thank you.
So science so chere mu se ne obepie mu o man Ghana ha ne emabunu no obia peso otu kwan san se adwuma samo nye wonye biye kran so asike o se de ma no no eno soso na bo ayebo achibidin esua niam ahodo wo so de ye no wontimi mfa anye nte bebre na ada o mani a o mu tu kwan kwa man foforo so se be o metimi enye sika aba be hwe abusua na o mabra ba o mo bo ne so etimi akoye e de amom enum na o che se nei nkura ahodo bebre twa ye ho ahia no mafa saa akwanya ne so a eni evesa fi ne ho nkro no ba fa document we pick forms ne ho nkro no ba sika betuatua bewie no uwie na sika no bubruja na nyina no ahye na ehon nsem na ya na areho pa san se sika ne nya na ho eden wode be kwa akwa ya ade e wo so de ye ne soso ye ma wakonya ne mpo ene ovisa krama untimi ntu kwan no aya tete sempa na enum na o che se san nkro yi we nyina no magi sika na wie no mo embassy ahodo wo mo krom no wo mo de ye nsiesie mapa e wo ho itenum na oche se obe die omo ba behwe se be asade ni nyina no etro ebetimi etwa sanse omo apply visas ne ho nkrodo ba na ebewie na oha mo ebu pen eduokono wo mo enya emudupe ene ede mo omo nchemu no eni.
Administrative policy, again, a sector policy that we have to look into, because I personally believe that most of these so-called advanced countries are milking our people. On an average, most African youth, because of lack of opportunities, want to travel outside. A visa is not cheap. Even just the application form alone is about $160, which could be a month or 2 months' pay for some of our youth on a labor. And this means these embassies are collecting this money and denying almost 90% to 95% of them. We have to find a way to streamline this to save youth the money. Most of these countries are using that as a revenue to support their embassies. And if we don't know that, we think that, oh, they're rich countries, so they're able to afford to set up embassies. That's not the case. Most of the revenues are coming from us to support their embassies, and we've got to find a way to put an end to that. Thank you. And I work with my minister to make sure any policy that we put together will be something that can be of interest. Because you see, foreign policy is not about protecting the foreign or.
Burkina Faso, Togo ne Hunkrono, Banaye Kowa Sekua Yin Naye Dom, near Boishen to Trieste, baby Timia Boamaye, kind crony and Koso, Netimia Konenimuno. Watch say May America can a bede just in Krobe Brenaya, they so mui won Eddie Free Menumo no chess or baby. Woba be shama sene ye nkita wodi esemtie na afin so ye ni saa ye nnuane mo mo ntemtie ne nam so ama mentime ho ase binti no ECOWAS no mo yi omo hodi efrem no mo ba be hwe se be ya nkabo mapa ebetimi akoso ekoba saa ye nyina ye kabo ma ebeboa ama botaye ye hwe ani musi ebekoye nim no etimi ewiemudi.
Our sub-regions are all brothers and sisters. This is something that has been played upon us by the colonialists. Ghana, Burkina Faso, Niger, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, we are no different from one another. And so, and I'm very sure that Ghana has always remained aligned. We have always, from independent time, been a non-aligned movement, which Nkrumah had been very much strengthened and forward with India when they forged this non-aligned movement. Let's extend that to our brothers and sisters. There may be differences in the household in their various countries, but that shouldn't set us apart. We should continue with diplomacy, speak to them. There's always a reason why there's some conflict somehow happening. And we should also be able to
Ewusia nti ayeswafo abedi echi ahodo ene duomo kotena apona echi no na chese okopie mu ewo dwomro ne mpotemu ama me Dorcas Tofe wono so ekopie mu bia wona emahye bedwani matemamufo a wonom ewo ho ene due ni se deputy di ama transport na chese ya hwenti ade ho ensem kron ba no wo ba behwe ama bibia no etimi awiemu de no so kotena apona echi no wode tudwa chem se ne oba ye transport sector ho na edese ma bebre na eni ho nti onu anya sa akwanya na yabo ni din so nkoka ho ma ho nka nkro ne chehwe ni timi nko nanimu no ono so behwe animu se ma so benya sa agidie no na afin so tumi no ewo sa ahye wo se ebetimi aboa ama ma so akomanim ewo sa akwan no eso nchemu ama me Dorcas Tofe okan eni.
When I'm giving the nod, I will support my minister to make sure, since I'm a woman, to make sure that we give women the opportunity in the transport sector to also rise, because like his question said, this is a male-dominated industry. When you go to the, for instance, the port, you see that there are no women. All the licenses are owned by men. And so I will take it upon myself with the directives of my minister to make sure that we'll introduce initiatives that would allow women to come into that space as well. Thank you.
Ebusia yetu aso na aye onmonya for Joseph Nikpe Bukari eba no ye transport section na wono eneda no na cheso ye transport minister na enedua ye kase no odi nsem bi na aba beto bedwuma wo chem se ne odan weni ehwe ye keteke ni ya akwan tempo ahodo efa so no ya ye se aye mpanyifo to na deje mu na ho nsem kan ne so akwakoye bibie won sisi anom mpanyifo de omani ba behwe ho no metimi di sika hye no ma page mu se be ya ehon so akoni aba ne hu nkro no ba no ombetimi ahye mu ke na aboa amadwuma nso etimi akoso.
The development of Ghana's railway system has suffered a lot of setbacks over the years due to many challenges that confront it. Obsolete infrastructure and rolling stock, poor maintenance practices, human resource capacity challenges, inadequate finance, among other issues, has contributed to the decline of the previously vibrant railway sector. Railway operations are currently at an unacceptable level due to poor nature of railway tracks across the entire 947 kilometers narrow gauge network. As stated in the Resetting Ghana agenda, the manifesto of the National Democratic Congress under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, government will pay a lot of attention to activities geared towards reviving the economy and ensuring accelerated and sustainable economic expansion. The National Infrastructure Growth Program, called the Big Push, will be pivotal to achieving this objective.
Ebusia yenko ensemfo from Fama wa swafo no hwe mabunu ye die su ni afin so se omonkan kro nwuma hodo omo ye betimi akoso eyumunyafo George Opariado enedua mene wo ekase wodi dwumedie bi na aba mbetu montini ma watu din say Redmi stop ni nyina no emabunu ahodo omo etu aguru nu boni ahodo omo fa embo mapomoden na afin so abrabo omo bokro mu hu omo ho ano wo mo ba be nante montini no mo dia fa so abodero se be ya wono mo wo mo a saa tibia ni mu no wo meni aba wo ho so se be ya wo betimi ejai nchemo opanyi Opariado de maye no yenso asoma
mental health challenges, social exclusion, particularly of our young people in the rural areas or living with disabilities, and the growing menace of substance abuse that is threatening to derail the dreams and futures of countless others. This is why on August 16th, to further intensify our campaign against the urgent and growing menace of substance abuse, we will take to the streets for the Red Means Stop Health Walk, a powerful and united statement that will refuse to stay silent in the face of substance abuse. This is not just about raising awareness, it is a bold national stand against every force that diminishes the potential of our youth. To re-echo what we say, to re-echo that when we say Red Means Stop, we mean it. We are saying enough to complacency, enough to silence, and enough to the systems that have failed to protect and uplift the spirit of young people. We are responding to our collective challenge with a comprehensive and a long-term strategy. We are expanding access to mental health services, ensuring that no young person is left to struggle alone. We are rolling out targeted employment interventions to connect youth to sustainable and decent career paths. We are advancing inclusive developmental.
Ora Edward Omani Buama on Minister for Defense and AJ or Wabade and Sambia Babetu Montinima Watcher saying you dine when you could share say you my Konima and Yamani Akadia Hodua or more Edige buying Codain Magana Etimiko Yenimo Chrono Mapa Etimia Costo Natchez Akadia Hodua Wamudi or Muda Dejmano Nipaboni phobia boy remarkwa kwasi bia no wo montirimu a eya ye hu ani stropa na de to Ghana de hye nyina so san so bia ntrimu eden se niema bi se be ka ne nsa de etimi kum de ewodi a na ehun se me ya akwa akoye bibia o ntimpanyifo de niema gu akwema mo hwe anim se hwehwemu mapa betimi akoso se be ya wono ma akwa akodi wono mo nsa no mra no betimi aso mo pe chinhwemu a opanyi omane boama wode maaye no eni
ubi wa baby na wansa we se nipa no ne ye no we dey ase enye normal kakra ma ubi hu se bia onipa bi sa ehye baby ye bibi sa ana ubi edi bibi akwakọ hye baby se ne ye betumi abo ye nyina ye ho ban na ye bo ye nyina ho ban no na ne ye nso ye hwe ne se asodafo atu aboba ene adeade a omo eyuse no enkodi nipa bonefo ensem enche ye bia ena meditu da say 2024 ammunitions efi Ghana Armed Forces eco national security ho in 2024 na the necessary authorities was say omuhu no na omunim ho hwe sa ammunitions President Mahama time national security investigate yede no to nche no ya say hubie nso say ammunition bia nkrofo bi nso ewiaye nso before even the 2024 one nso ayede take place there's a two na second one we need there CDS wa institute investigation I know so say ye hwehwemu na eyeden ya na ebefiri mu aba no yebema Ghana fo nyina ahu na se ewo se ye twe obi aso a atwese nipa na so fi se ammunitions start se enenam ye mamu ha se sa na dia na chese ye man na ye de
Ebusia yenda eni enko the new patriotic party MPP amenu ko no wono makache na nedua me ne wo kase umunya for Justin Kodua Frempa no ye chocho for panyi de ma amenu ko no aba montiri mo ne centre ni hia twetwe nkoma o de to nanim HM say ne wo boy MPP amenu ko no ma mentimo ase bebre na na ekoso na saa de ekoso ensem fata nyina no eye ndisi amenu ko na ye duabro ni hihye sumase a wo mo kanje guma wo ma santo kwe ni mentimo asenketenkete ikoso ema menu ku no entimi mfa ne ntemapa emfra
ana me catch us inkum baby a metene no ma me hu no e ya mayo sem ne ye sure ye nkofo bu wo ha your opponent abo mo pa said the bia no omo nsu jangu party no omo kan sem a e di division beba party me di ebufo beba party no ana presidential primaries na so da so enti time bia no before say obe take a decision timing is very important. 2014 2015 your presidential primacy yawo exactly that time no my course say no ni bi wo pa na prapriye dede national contest ni conform shishen kofochi a super party for pinifo na but at that time there was calm in the party. Pinifo no body party nation o man sheda nye gidigidi say ya suspend way ye way apam way free.
It's not because at that time na social media and share down ye NJ form said the energy form tin seven spread this until they be about it.
Any your 1 point but still now no, you don't have to panic. Eso won say e brebi na duru a sa normal way no e koso. One share in your attempt to instill discipline say oh na suspend it unkum ma suspend we no obe we no onya be suspend obi a party no tinipa bi wo ha wo ya no afre na badem he de o ye na nye twaso ebi wo so no arefe amomo discipline committee say discipline committee no omo hwe na pakro no omo kana asem okay ene koduru wa ni musem bi the discipline committee ne be ye no e na recommendation ya den omo de be bro na the mechanism party for ntia ene efa na efa nyina no omo nkofo nyina ye no ma enso en min yi watwinja adoa ho eyinkum onim ye nkofo ase bo mo titafo mo deep pinifo ne bi achi a omo kasa omo kaka to mi kwa oto na adjust wo de wanyi ne ye other side the same thing you bet my say you keep on questioning them now from no omo no kasa but na me bo na ye adom January 31st see a to abawie near you can before say assume we need deep part in that point in the so what you're wondering say obey be a part no obeka say it pa kona ye yin say only part in anymore and no be else had your money about him at that point in say pa kona who discipline now who empo permanent free part no kra
asafata
obi ntime nya kan say we we ni panti na o permanent free until you were lie wo the pakono we manage them e bro so a
Yeguswa we ye NPP amenu code wonu makache na ye meminde etwemu no mo delegate conference no mo de hye so Legon ene bia ye omo tena adwendwe amenu code no nema hodo a wo mo epene de omo mpede omo ba be kan mama mram bebu amenu code ni nyina no wo mo jitu mo ma bibia ne timi ekonkan na dwumedie ne ba wie ye no enu mu ena enka ne mampenya be ditwe Brana wo to Frank adia MPP amenu code Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia Wanusu eyi unmunya format yo poko prempen so mbeye ne swafo abedi echi se betimi aboa na bibia konkan ne etraba ma no se mampanyi dia ono so ababe na bedi echi na ye na po ho asem na making na braj medie ne course wie na mkofo bebre na ene eka o montinim se sisi ana nya de so kan Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia ho biom ne mum no wadan nani e de ahwe Kennedy Japan na kache wo munyina so pre ehwe ni mu sa fimpi mienu eni aduonu wotwe no mbeginem na o metimi aboa ma menu ko no ne nkan kro ne Frank ahim netimi akona ni menu mu ena onmunya for Dr. Matthew Poko Prempa ba montin ma wo chese de bi Fosuah wo Dr. eye Baumia na kache na de nkofo bi no kika wadan nani e de akọ eye Ken na so eye no wo chese no kwa bia eni.
I've not moved from any camp to any camp. I remain where I am.
Which is?
I remain where I am. Can I be ungrateful to Dr. Baumia after making me the running mate? What kind of human being would be so ungrateful? I have not moved any camp. What I've done is to try and unite the party against whoever emerges as the flag bearer of the NPP. There's only one person who's going to emerge as the flag bearer. And our experience of the last election wasn't that good. There was so much infighting. Some people who are now claiming to be flag bearers may have said things that didn't go well for the party. And I hope it doesn't happen again. That's why the party has learned its lessons and decided to choose this flag bearer very early so that we can heal our wounds and forge on to make 2028 a better elections for all of us. I've seen it, I've read it, it's been posted to me. I know I'm not on social media. So people go and read and hear, and they call me or they send it to me on WhatsApp. That's the only one I am on about what is happening. But no, I don't do polls. I spoke with Ken yesterday. He had an issue that he discussed with me as a brother and as a junior brother, and we had a lovely chat. And he is not on social media, just like I am. He even just recently went on WhatsApp. So he didn't know. When I told him that this is what his people were posting, he was furious. It's not true. Nothing. You see, I want us to have a good fight amongst ourselves, a good debate, nothing negative, because whatever it is, somebody will emerge victorious. I'm not sure going to take images from one social media and twisting and misrepresenting will do good to anybody. Right? If it's not in the spirit of reconciliation and togetherness and unity that we are building, anybody you do such a thing to will come out strongly. And I know Ken was not involved, because I spoke to him the following morning and he didn't know what was happening because he's not on social media. But yes, some members who are more Ken than Ken himself. It just happens.
They are connected.
It just happens in every grouping. There are some people who are in the group more than the group leader itself. It happens everywhere. So some people took it on themselves to take images. See, my team, I understand, posted nearly 20 images of various scenes at the stadium, including the VIP lounge, including the supposedly presidential hopefuls. It's only MPP that somebody can say I'm a presidential hopeful, no nomination hasn't been opened to. It's interesting. Some of us sit back and enjoy it. But really, the party hasn't even opened or closed nominations. How can you call yourself a presidential aspirant? But there were people who called themselves presidential. So we've heard some of them, if you wanted to speak, and almost all of them had access to the people in the stands. They went greeting and things like that. So the whole atmosphere in Legon was collegial. It was exciting. The buzz was fantastic. Little did we expect people who are working on people's behalf to start misbehaving that way. But the party hasn't even opened nominations for people who want to run. Has the party opened any nominations? So how can you tell that even for those who have decided that they will run, when the time comes, they will really able to farm? If the party is, then it is wrong. If the party is, then it is wrong. And I mean really, if the party is, then it is wrong. You are allowing people to start campaigning and running and doing all sorts of things way before the baton, way before the start line is even drawn. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that some of the people have indicated they will run, will even run when the time comes. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, All People's Congress, APC, Amenyo Kono, Akachina, Fimpi Mienu, any Edionu na Abatro no, the original Muhim Franca, Edemasa, Amenyo Kono, Dr. Hassan, Ayarigono, so, and Ediko ni by, not a son, one cofari by, no. Nene Drie, a Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC Faba Montania. Wamu bisanu kosa hudo bebrina wamu chem se ye ni din doctor Eka Hassan Ayariga ne hono wambra montiri mu na wombechire mu sa so wenya dibre bi anase mpu wenya ntitie bi enam so amenenya sa abodin na wambra fa sanche mu no emeto montiri mu sa se ofa dibra hudo bebra eya abodin di kan wudin ho na enye ne kwan paso anase wunya mu ntitie ni nimudie ebu na professor ebi wo ha na doctor bed say nani na kanidin hu wo che se de bi enye ne sa set sample na kanidin hu a wo se nchemu mapa ekoso ewo hu na wo de din ni tro hu wa bra wunya abodin bia nyantitie bia na etiamra eme edu kogina mra na nim kra utimi tua sika na se mpo kode afiase eye mfinhia ne ba ko nti sa di no de kanidin hu a no amweni ada wo san se nyu bia keke ene de sa di no eto ne so penyi ogine mu kasa ya wo de santiri mu no emae no eni
that are affiliated to others. They don't even have the mandate to issue certificates, and issuing honorary doctorates. And again, people have also raised concerns relative to the frequency with which institutions are issuing doctorates or honorary doctorates, where in real time they cannot even graduate their PhD students. It's something that we'll have to look at, but we'll bring it before the governing board or the commission to look at it. So no institution, let me state for avoidance of that, within our jurisdiction is allowed to issue honorary professor. Professorship is an earned rank, and I need to stress that. It's an earned rank. Honorary professor titles conferred by foreign bodies without legitimate academic standing are not recognized in Ghana by the commission. In fact, for us, we don't recognize honorary professor at all. We don't. Misuse of academic titles such as doctor, professor, chartered constitutes an offense under the law. Penalties for violations include fines up to 250 penalty units, imprisonment for up to a year, or both. There are sanctions. Somebody said, yeah, there are sanctions, but let me state that this business, we are doing it in stages. And the stages being that the canker has festered for a very long time. People have gotten away with it, and GTech even tried to more or less raise the awareness of the general public that this is wrong in itself, is problematic. So as you could see, we started with issuing the warning. We issued another reminder. We are engaging in name and shame. If it doesn't work, we will prosecute 1 or 2 people to serve as deterrent to the general public. So it's not an event, it's a process. And let me state that I've heard people also say that we are speaking of honorary. What about those who are quote-unquote professors within the academic arena?
I was saying to GTech almost no December, Modia Babe to Ja and no Yejana so Nayaton cry di Kaya Basisia.
Medo bena mi Ghana duko do ajakple ho duko kata. Mi echo nyanyi ade vena mi cho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajradopa. Mi wona susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback, ple bubwa okata. Nenye be egajom de mi agbo la letie to megbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenye be egajom vivi la nenye be o gahia ola ateun ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Tanenye be mi foncho mi afa jom yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church financing elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubu li kenye personal loan. Nenye be mi foncho business loan enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nenye be washigba keke alom eleswe we have talent. Mi pepe gede nwo nenye washigba leswe ne woge wo keke gede ji to talent for monu ome nenye be mi foncho mi afa salary loan enye gado mo wike mi funa mi afa jirudu $1 nke ga nyu he ya va talent wo pay slip pe bank statement ye kwenye wi hia o na koko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji fufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe keke mi aflege no na no hem v choji nto jinwade vare kwereka mo popo kai ganyu heya talent kuna po heya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado monwa anobobo enami akpenami
Etibe ya nyafi ke talent la.
Talent Microfinance Jengo Amegan Shipe Ape Letina Tejipo Hotame.
Miape Kapomoye 050-129-1298. Allo 050-128-9119. Talent Woga Kwamanu Banta.
Talent Microfinance.
Yo, I'm a for and I am a kwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosumi no, who free a Kumasi Macom that dam hono, a sunny at the bar at Dumino, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. na shop no ene Sambra Hotel ene di nhwe animu wodi free Sambra Hotel a wo sane ede ko nanka na en Hagan ho no ane oho ana KFM musical shop de toso mienu ya bie ne foforo na de e kan ne se emfidie papa etimiche de wode ya sori de wode goro agoro ahodo dwuma de bia wode obehia eye mfidie mechira musical instrument bia no eye KFM ento wo se Ghana muntie Asantema muntie eye KFM musical shop ana sabre ya bie ne foforo mu no chan ewo Prempeh the second street we free all men come down na wo sane ede ko adum no ane udu Sambra Hotel kwantane so na wa dane on sani faso oho ana KFM musical shop yi ewo ye ne Sambra Hotel ana ehwe animo ye twa abrebia
jina mese se be ya proud ana se me ye twa ne free kumasi ya dun KFM instrument store obi bisa sa se bo me fo dia what to know when ni sida what dey near my papa e jina wanim na what to say yes what to know bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store kumasi ya dun se mi jina na me to no ma bitimi nya ho me ka fi se fidi papa mu anim na mi jina no wo betro ye ko ma ya do se kana twa nanka kaneu ensamfu ayi
Amenda wa CBM no brand wa daja dia femi o KFM TV esonament 17 so na nyume fa ma odia eye IGP Inspector General of Police eye Christian Tete Yohunu waba montini maba be kasa na nsem no wo chemi se woje sa di brand to ne ho so oba ye no ene ne mante bebre na oha ne adwendwen pa da omo so obi okra behu na yaje eye ni dibre kra efri ni nsem a wonka eye posi sadom ne hu bi ne so oba ye no obi wo ha onya abotre ma one ne mrante ne mpanyifo tietie nsem ni mu yesan so obi okra ye ntwato so anasem no nim ho hwe ene nam so ama yaje sa di bre na wontimi nya adwuma e wo sa so ye honum ebiem nkofo bebre na ne wa tete ne amane a ochem so oba ye de waboa ama yaso sa ha oni nyina no nam so amene ne mrante no mani age pa obi ebo na adwuma dendenden a odin hyemu sei eto ayeso.
First thing, when I took over, I said there are a lot of officers, some for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, you know, they have been on interdiction, and the interdiction has not been lifted. I gave a straightforward lifting of interdiction to all personnel who have been on interdiction more than 3 months, and then they don't have any case that is pending in court against them. Yes, I told my administrator to ensure that we work out to lift all those interdictions. People are having their freedom now. There are some people who have been, you know, dismissed, and then there's nobody trying to hear their grievances and all these things. We make sure that we look at your case again and again. Sometimes we realize that this case is not something that warrants dismissal, and then we are able to to reinstate them. There are other people too, you know, who maybe they had opportunity to travel outside for a reason or not, they have not been able to come back, and so they've taken the leave of absence and they overstayed. We try to correct those things so that at least people can come back into the service and work in peace. Everything is working well. Promotions, yes, there's no, I can say that there's no backlog of promotion. Those senior officers whose promotion have been outstanding for more than the required 4 years, they stay there for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, and nothing is being done about their promotion. You know, when the president took over, immediately he came, the first thing he told me is that see to rectify these promotion anomalies. And immediately I informed my police management board. We formed appointment and promotional board, and then we have been able to review all these things, and then officers are smiling in their ranks.
Ebuso sign so HMA or James or G. Brenner to ne Hosono, and your share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Bosso Beboa, Ama Galam Sea, Guswe Koswa Mangana Hane, Trotimia Brassi, watches Cia, one YGD, so my boy Juma Power in the Mantiano, and your man train cram penny farm a casa Monfaha, Namura, and your Moancasa, and the original Mana Monswa Biaya Hodua, Nagalam Se ne Koso, Moanam Swatching Kofobi Brina. When Rano 8 minutes one way, do move so so boy Juma Dindin, so be your meeting me abuakun, a man 2 8 me abrafo.
Over as the Inspector General of Police, I assure the President of the Republic that I will mobilize my officers and men so that we will fight this menace, this Galamsey menace. And so, in part of my acceptance speech or my response to my appointment as the Inspector General of Police, I assured the President that I will work hard together with my officers and men to fight this Galamsey menace. And so we started. And then without waiting for anywhere, any support from anywhere, we went in straight into the Galamsey, starting from, we went to the Western Central region, that is Samreboy, okay. Where these Akonta mines, the famous Akonta mines, we'll be able to retrieve over 106 excavators.
So assign so to us our James and Ubo mine Ghana ha, a year nipa boni for sema or moody boni, any near my ensign fatana so, oh, crime rates and above from panning nano, one in the ranty, you might deal or mobon and I'm so, I'm here who sounds so soon.
Over the years, crime has come down to 10 in a week cases, which it has not been so. You know, in the past few years, it has been sometimes 30, 40 robberies in a week.
In a week?
Yes, yes, but it kept on coming down. It came to 29, it came to 19, and today, as I'm talking about it now, it has gone down. We are working hard, and it is just not by mere wishful thinking that the crime has come down. It is a collective effort, collective work by all commanders, and then intelligence and then advice being given by the Police Management Board to the various regional commanders that everybody should work hard to fight crime. We have also made some few changes of intelligence officers, and which is yielding results, especially in an area like Accra. We are making so many successes. You know, a lot of success has been chalked in respect of these people who use motorbikes to rob. Okay. You know, within the week, the Accra Regional Police Command have arrested no less than 6 suspects, those who use motorbikes to rob. Okay. One of the suspects confessed that within the period of 1 month, he has been able to rob 15 motorbikes. Whoa! 15 motorbikes. And he took the police to the areas, sprinters and all the places within Accra here, where he has robbed people, and the people that he has snatched and taken their handbags, people he has taken their mobile phones and all those things. So a lot of these suspects have been arrested. There are others also.
IGP no Christian said your hono and your wakasa baby near my hood or better so why yabwa among mine no yahoba bonsem no etimi akon enemy Janin semi so naya dying who see a bar ye boy right in sem. Twasu ejedi nsemu enfama odia Dr. Fosuah Oduahoma ono ne foto sanfo de mai sika sem ne ho hyehye ye no ada okopie mu we ma hyebedwe fia ye budget no kwakenkan de toso mienu niema hodo maye niema hodo muguso ye ne niema hodo mo hwe anim so mbe nyina na ne omukunchegu krata so a wogina ne nan so pabene edi ne nyina no tompanyifo edibo na ne due nso okopie mu ewe ye nnuanu nsentwerefo no onum fie ba kwa wasan ne nsɛmfoforo bi ye kɔka ho na enumu na ɔkyɛ sɛ ɔmbɛtena aso na ne contract ahodo a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo hwɛ mu ma mpuntunwuma ma patimi kɔsoɔ no ene ebi wɔ hɔ a wobɛhwɛ na mfomso nko a invoice ne ho nkro no ba na ebe mienu ene kyɛ sɛ mistakes nko a na ɛwɔ mu na so ne nyina na ehu sika a ɛwɔ hɔ a ɔmatua ne nyina no sika no mu ni bia yɛ ɛkɔ na so na adwuma ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ no enya ade sɛ na etimi yɛ sa pepepe wɔn ba yi eno behu sa mfomso no enyina nkyɛmu ne nto aso ne nsɛmfoforo bi a ɔde ka ho no eni
recycled invoices. And some came from the Ministry of Road. The Minister of Road himself informed us that he's picked this up, and so we should investigate those ones. I mean, sadly, we were processing expenditures outside the government system, and so it was very difficult for you to, at a glance, be able to say that Avle Company Limited, for example, road contractor has, for example, done X work, we've paid X, and then this is what is left. And that is what you should be able to see with a proper accounting system. But when you process those expenditures on an Excel sheet and pay that contractor, how will you be able to know that this contractor has been paid or not been paid? And so they recycle the invoice. Another anomaly that I've seen is that maybe I'm using a lesser word, anomaly. But let me say that why should Road Fund, for example, award a contract of which this contract is expected to be paid by the Road Fund, but in the end, Ministry of Finance pays for it. And when Ministry of Finance pays, Ministry of Finance fails to inform the Road Fund that we have paid. So that contract, that same certificate can be recycled and Road Fund can be paid. And this is what we've seen across. For example, ECG, they do some work. Ministry of Finance is not supposed to be paying ECG's invoices work they have awarded. But for some interesting reason, these invoices came to Ministry of Finance and they've paid. And if they've paid, have you informed ECG that I've paid your debt? And you never know, an accountant may change. Somebody may change there. And the same person can send the invoice and process it.
International Monetary Fund IFM IMF wonum entemu no na chese bra na MPP ameni okonu wonum teso no dwumedie ne hihia na wo se omudi a ewo mu anoma ba montiri ma ba because o edwuma ekoso nhihia ne bibi ekoso sika o se e de man ni se ni e de ye ene ho nkro ne ba ni nyina no wo chese no so na no kra bi enim omo betena aso ansa na mu se eno so mfom so kese pa o mchemu a opanyin san so de to aso eni
that the IMF program, for example, was actually on track. Only for us to go to the ministry and realize that the program was not on track. Because the fund, you remember, the IMF needed to seek what you call the political assurance from us, from the opposition, anytime the program is leading into election. They did the same with MPP in 2016. So they seek political assurance from us. And in the process, we had to engage them. Because I can't just give assurance without knowing what it is.
So the IMF team met you whilst you were in opposition?
Yes. Just like they did for MPP also in 2016.
Area 7 now and Nijide Mufa Maudi, I am Kwakamido Nakache, Nene Waba Montinimua, Ninano, a Sembino Diababe Tuja, any affair, so a National Youth Festival 2025, a Babe Caution, a Adesa or Kako can who be no age them within the Yamasaju Mediano, Etimi, a conkin. Yentwa so as
That is a beautiful initiative. I'm proud to be a part of it. And whatever expertise I'll bring on board, I'll be, more than happy to bring that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think we didn't mention the venue for the national.
KFM TV. And you may know Siakasi and Edina Baby, Yansana, Niefasida, Talent Microfinance, Dada Bat Tech Up, and Afi KFM Musical Center. Sansa Omo and a boy at Chudom Soya. Snawa J. Breast share yen, Kaya home. Yakopon Shabe Fontentan Fidie for Yadamasi Bebre TV phone so Yadamasi. MCR Obia Yadobia C. Yebeshe Bima, a Joada Yankopon Kaya Honunque Craimu, Edino, Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi Madasi, Amaumu, Enisheniti, Macro.